All right, folks, before we get rolling with today's video, I just wanted to take a minute and give a huge shout out to Coach D and also to Mike and Jeremy from the Voice of Reason podcast for contributing some videos here on the channel. They're some of the best voices that we have out there in the pro-democracy movement, so I want you guys to be sure to go to their channels and subscribe. I feel like that all of us who do this kind of content and raise awareness on these kind of issues, we all need to stick together, work together, and move each other forward. So again, shout out and thanks to them so much for contributing some videos here on the channel. I'm up here visiting Lake Tahoe, and I started off in Sacramento, and I went over to Old Sac and found this really cool Buddha. Every time I go on a trip, I find a shop that sells Buddhas, and I come home with a Buddha from a different city. So this one's from Old Sac, and maybe I'll have to put him on the desk when I'm doing content back home. But I've still been keeping up with everything the best I can. And one thing that really caught my attention is Jared Moskowitz deciding that he's going to work with Doge. He's going to work with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. Now, I've always been a fan of Jared, and I've really pulled for him for a long time. I can understand a lot of the reasoning and a lot of the logic behind it. I can. I understand that whether we like it or not, they've got the ball now. And I understand that we have to be there and be part of that conversation, whether we like it or not. I do understand all the arguments that he could make as to why he would do this. But at the same time, I feel like it plays it right into the hand of Donald Trump and his rhetoric, which is, see, they called me a threat to democracy. They said I was all these things, and they said Elon was bad. They said Vivek was bad, but now they're just willing to work with us. So we weren't that bad after all. I feel like these types of things normalizes Trump. And again, I understand that elections have consequences, and part of the consequences are we're going to have to roll up our sleeves and work alongside people that we don't like. I get that. But I just want everyone to know that everything I said about Donald Trump leading up to this election, I meant it. And all the things I said about him did not change because he won. That's the thing that I think a lot of people need to understand. Just because he won this thing, and as Mike Johnson would say, the American people have spoken, they want someone to shake up the status quo. Well, maybe this time around, the majority of Americans did speak for that. But I didn't speak for that. I'm not the one that wanted that. And it doesn't change one fact about Donald Trump. I can never give him a pass for January 6th. I'll never get past that. I'm never going to look past that because he tried to overturn an election. He knew he lost. He tried to take away my vote. So that's something that's unforgivable to me. Yeah, he may have stalled all the cases. He may have got away. He may have slipped away again, like the Roadrunner getting away from Wile E. Coyote. He may have did it. But it still doesn't change the fact of who he is and what kind of person he is and what kind of movement that he has unleashed on this country. None of those things changed when he was elected. So to suddenly say, yeah, let's just all give him a pass, forget about this, let's all just work with him and come together and unite, I'm not going to unite with someone like that. And I'm not going to unite with people who agree with that type of thing. Again, I understand that we have to work with him. I understand Jared's point of why he would do it. But at the same time, I look at it that it plays into their hand. And I hate when things plays into their hand. I hate when friends of mine and family of mine looks around and says, well, I guess the Democrats don't care about us either. I hate when they give us any ammunition to use against us. I really hate that. And so as we go forward, I think we're going to see more and more people, I hate to use the phrase kiss the ring or bow their knee, but that's what it feels like's happening. It really, truly feels like that's what's happening. And I do believe that you can work alongside someone, but you need to make it clear where you stand, and you need to make it clear that everything you said about them leading up to that was how you truly felt about it and was how it really was. Because we can sit over here and we can call Trump supporters crazy, and we can call Trump crazy all day long. And we could sit here for the rest of the day and just talk about how ridiculous their whole movement really, truly is. But Donald Trump says shit, whether it's crazy or not, and then he goes out there and he does this crap. And his followers love him for it. And then we go out here and we say all the things we say, and then at the end we're just going to bow and go, oh, well, yeah. When you do that, it plays into his hands. It makes him be able to say, look, I really wasn't a threat to democracy. I really wasn't any of those things. And we're over here going, no, yeah, you were. You still are. So I just hope as we go forward, I hope people can understand that I'm all for us working together. And I'm all for us agreeing to disagree. But there will always be some things I'll never be able to agree to disagree on. One of them is January 6th. That was the one for me. And this is a guy that was found liable of sexual abuse. That didn't change. None of the things Donald Trump did changed because he won the election. It wouldn't matter if everybody in America stood up and voted for it at the same time. It still wouldn't make it right. There's no world in which that it is. And so that's one of those things I will have a hard time getting past. And I think people, even in Maga, would have more respect for us if we just stood up and said exactly how we believed, whether they liked it or not. At the end of the day, I've got a lot of people that don't like me, but they will message me to tell me that they like the fact that I stick to my guns, that I don't back down. I will at least get that from them from time to time. And that's the whole point of this video. There is times where we have to stick to our guns and we have to be true to ourselves. And we can't just let this all go away. We can't just act like this is all normal now. I understand we're in the boat we're in, but there's other ways of going about it, and I don't believe in bowing the knee or kissing the ring. That's just not me. But I want to thank everyone out there for subscribing to the channel, folks. We have crossed over 460,000 subscribers. Last time I looked, it was closing in on like 470. It's unbelievable. I truly appreciate each and every one of your support. If you haven't already, be sure and hit that subscribe button. Also, be sure to check us out over on Patreon. I've been putting a lot of non-political content over there. I've reviewed some cigars. I've lit up the grill. I've played some music. Talked about my Mount Rushmores of favorite singers and favorite books and things like that. So if you need a break from the politics, even if you listen to me every day and you go, man, I just need a break from talking about this stuff. Well, we go over there and we find cool stuff to talk about. And I have made videos over there talking about the cool record store and antique store stuff that I find. I've shared the Buddhas that I find when I travel, but this is my old sack Buddha, and he'll be with me for a while. I really like this one. It just jumped out at me. That's what I do. I walk along, wait till one jumps out at me, and I grab it. I want this to be here to bring some positive energy because we're definitely going to need it as we move forward. Again, I thank you guys so much. I do believe we should always be willing to work together, but we should never bow the knee, and we should never normalize the things that Donald Trump did to this country.